Rowdy Ronda Rousey appears at All Elite Wrestling's Revolution pay-per-view. I know people are wondering, oh, geez, AJ, are you going to sit here and actually talking about an AEW pay-per-view? I am not. Despite the fact, as I said at the beginning of the show, I heard it was quite the barn burner. I heard it was just an amazing.
Really? Is it worth the watch?
So, you know what? There's been a lot of people who understand.
What's the one takeaway?
The one takeaway from
what's the one
show?
big thing? Yeah.
You
don't gotta go deep. Just what match?
Right off the top, the main event. The main event is the one that, as far as matches go, apparently there was a lot of good moments. Right? Edge and Christian returns, Will Ospreay returns, the Ronda Rousey, obviously. But MJF and Adam Page apparently had themselves a humdinger of a Texas death match at the end of that show. Like I said, I would need to call out of work and send the kids to a hotel for a few days so that I can watch the whole thing in one sitting. So we'll see when we can find time. I just might check it out.
I don't know if this is just me being battered, but sending the kids to a hotel for a whole day to get no buns and watch AEW sounds like a complete fucking waste of time.
Why are we taking buns off the table? Like,
okay. There's no time. There's no time. You said the best matches in the main event. That's a marathon.
I'm sure there's a match in there where I would rather be fucking than watching it. There's got to be. You know how they take piss WWE matches? You take piss breaks. The reason why it's a piss break is because the match is not going to last long enough for you to actually fuck. All of AEW's matches. You know how matches have time limits? They have time minimums. They've got to go at least 15, 20 minutes every time.
And shout out to the multitaskers out there that can do both. Yeah. I gotta pause the TV every time. I need all my focus.
I got to focus. I gotta zone in, right?
I digress.
But yes, on this pay-per-view, we had a matchup between Toni Storm and Marina Shafir. Marina Shafir, the wife of Roderick Strong in real life, but one of the members of the Death Riders on AEW. I'd list off the members of that group, but again, I do not have all day. There's a lot of members in the Death Riders, right? But Marina Shafir is very good friends with Ronda Rousey. They go way back from the MMA days. And so the matchup happened between Toni and Marina. Toni is heading up the ramp after the match when Ronda Rousey comes into the ring and does her bullshit little angry face with the point.
What a shit debut.
She just arrived. Like, she just showed up, pointed to the ring, and, kind of like, get your ass back in here. Toni, you got to watch the footage. Toni is a talented woman. And when I say talented woman, I mean she is built with amazing talent, right? She's just, especially behind her, she's got a set of talent behind her that is amazing. She's a talented woman. And so she starts she's doing like a bushwhacker thing down the ramp. She's still doing the whole timeless deal with the whole old school wrestler lady gimmick and the whole deal, which is hilarious because Ronda's in the ring and she's doing her chinky-eyed angry face, and Toni does the whole deal. It gets in the ring and gets in her face and is doing like the whole throwback accent, and Ronda cracks immediately. No fucking self-control whatsoever. She just starts giggling, and that whole thing. And so they're all of a sudden security starts showing up. Nothing happened. There's no one threw hands or nothing.
Which is ridiculous, by the way. Like, I don't want to be that guy, but you don't need that many people in there for those shenanigans. I'm sorry.
Well, you saw the clip. They loaded the whole damn thing up, and
it was ridiculous.
Marina Shafir comes from behind and it's Toni Storm, knocks her down. They're laughing. They walk off. That's the whole thing. That's it.
That's terrible.
That's the whole thing that went down. So I had assumed that the only reason that Ronda Rousey would be on a pro wrestling show at all, forget that it's AEW, just any pro wrestling show, is to kind of put eyes on the fact that Ronda Rousey is about to get back into MMA, if it, albeit a short term. I don't know what her future plans are. But we're getting the dream match, a matchup that probably should have happened 10 years ago. I think more people would be involved, would be more into it if this was 10 years ago. It's probably 10 years too late. But it's Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano Carano, excuse me, the MMA legend herself, who is well into her 40s, and and hasn't been in a competitive fight in well over a decade. Ronda Rousey, who granted is also retired, but much closer to her form than Gina is. They already have quite the undercard for that show. There's an event. I was very stunned because I don't follow the UFC like that. And I always just kind of associated Ronda with the UFC. That's what I've known her for her entire career. Come to find out, this fight's not being put together by the UFC. And I only found that out because of the clip that I sent you that went viral of Ronda Rousey basically destroying Dana White and the UFC, saying that they're being cheap bastards, they won't pay anyone a living wage, the whole shebang. I said, wow, it takes a lot of balls for this woman to leave UFC the way she did and then come back in here talking shit. Alas, she did not come back. This is not a UFC promoted card. This is from a company called MVP. This is Jake Paul and a buddy of his. I wrote it down here. Not that it really matters all that much to me, but I wrote it down here somewhere. Nakisa Bedrarian. He's another guy who's into sports. He's more of a behind-the-scenes guy. But the name that we all know and love, Mr. Jake Paul, I found his way. He found life after boxing. And it seems promoting boxing as well as mixed martial arts seems to be his next move. I got to ask this, not just to you, Dave, but for the folks at home. This is my first time hearing about MVP, which is, what's the M? Go back here for just a second. It is most valuable promotions. I'll ask the audience at home, feel free to chime in. I kind of dig the idea of one company housing both boxing and MMA. Because I kind of...
In the same ring, though?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know what their setup's going to look like. I've never seen one of their shows. I don't know if it's a octagon,
or are they just holding?
I think it might. I don't think they do boxing and MMA on the same card.
Right. It looks like they're just different cards.
Yeah. So I just think they house different styles of fights. They just don't do them all at the same time. Like the undercard for the Rousey Carano fight is more MMA people. Like even Nate Diaz is there. You know what I mean? Like they got this card loaded up. This is going to be a great fucking show if you're an MMA person. Yeah. If you're an MMA guy or gal, this is going to be a big fucking event for you. And it's coming up very, very fucking soon. So I just want to ask you, I mean, what are your thoughts on a company housing? Because we've never seen this before. How do you think business-wise this is going to go for them, housing both?
It could be good as long as they put on a show. I'm not going to lie. I don't know why, but lately I've been like really into boxing. I don't know why.
Age.
But I guess. I don't know, but I've just been like really interested in like just not so much like that I'm just going and watching boxing matches right now. My toes dipped in. So I'm like reels and clips and stuff like that where I'm just kind of watching a little bit of a highlight and stuff. But even that last was the last? No, I think there was another one that I didn't catch, but the Mike Tyson one, I think there was another one after that. But the Mike Tyson one, I had sat through that whole thing and I was like, damn, man, it's nice to watch some boxing. Like I even remember then.
The sweet science, baby.
I even remember then. So I'm like, I don't know. So to answer your question, I don't know. I feel a little biased right now, but this is pretty cool. Like competition is always good, right? I mean,
but this is a different type of competition. They're dipping their toe into two different worlds. They're combining.
Yes and no. I mean, I'm sure Dana could do the same thing. He just doesn't or doesn't need to. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool. Us as the, well, I don't want to call us fans, but like the fans are like with here. You know what I mean? Like, the fans with here.
With no stars in it. I'm not one of those kind of boxing fans. I'll watch a fight. I know what I'm looking for. So,
and I'll tell you what too, because here I'm trying to get her name because I saw it. I want
Her
to make
name?
sure. Like I wouldn't even know her. Serrano,
Amanda
Amanda
Serrano.
Serrano.
Yeah.
Yo, I would not have known anything about her if it wasn't for the Mike Tyson fight, and she was fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Like
One of
some
the
of these
best in the
people,
world.
and the cool thing is like if it is an early promotion, first of all, I'm pretty sure I could be wrong. I wouldn't put it past them, but I'm pretty sure some of these people they're getting the bag, getting some type of bag to do this. And because it's kind of a new promotion, if it's anything like the ones that I've seen, aside from the Jake Paul bullshit, right? The
Right.
other fights, they're not out here coasting. They're trying to knock each other fucking head. Like it feels like they're fighting for something. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like it's phoned in or anything. Again,
Right.
I haven't seen it in a little while, but I don't know. It's entertaining and competition is good. Put some more people out there. Put some more spotlights on people. Yeah, especially if you're a fan of boxing, you can't hate this shit.
Well, I did a little research leading up to this segment, and because I had never really heard much about MVP, Most Valuable Promotions. Again, I'll watch a few fights here and there, nothing big. The ESPN app has some stuff on there, but apparently they were founded in 2021, so about 5 years ago, and the first athlete that they had ever signed, and by the way, they're listed as it says they're a boxing and mixed martial arts promotional company established in 2021, and the first person that they signed was Amanda Serrano, and they were the ones that promoted the big Amanda Serrano Katie Taylor trilogy fight, and was that the one where in partnership with as well? So yeah, the one that took place at the Garden where they were the headliners, Serrano and Taylor, where everybody was making a big deal because not many women's boxing matches have ever main evented the Garden, and they were the first, and MVP was the promotion that put that together. They were also a part of the festivities taking place with the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight, but that makes sense because Jake Paul is one of the owners of the company, so I get that. They've signed a bunch of people since then, and it looks like they're making a real fucking go at really doing this. The first few fights they have listed under their banner is all basically it was the Jake Paul fight with Tyron Woodley, Taylor versus Serrano, and then a lot of Jake Paul fights. Obviously, he's the fucking owner. Why wouldn't he? But but he spreads it around. There's a lot of not all of them huge events either. Some of them a little lower on the totem pole, but just to get the name out there, get the seasoning. You know what I'm saying? Like get some names under their belt. Get some real fights, and they're going between different divisions, between different aspects of MMA and boxing. This could be something really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of people are going to sit here and shit on Rousey and Carano based on their out of the octagon activities, just their beliefs and the shit they say in the news. But at one point in time, Gina was pound for pound one of the baddest bitches on the planet, and right after her was Ronda Rousey. This is 1 and 2 in the history of women's MMA. And you can argue which one is 1 and which one is 2, but you're talking about 2 of the baddest to ever do it.
I don't know. I feel like Ronda's got a lot to lose on this.
Way more.
I don't know if I take this if I wasn't confident that I was winning. She's got so much to lose here between being very vocal, calling people out. I think the last one I saw, I'm telling you, I'm actually shocked I remember this. I'm telling you, I've been watching clips, dude. I've been watching clips. She called out Khabib about how he wouldn't be nearly like as revered if he fought to his limit. Like she basically said he retired at his peak. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, whatever. Let me hear her out. So she continues to bitch about how, like, it's not really like unfair, but that's kind of like the vibe I got. Like, he's really not that good. Like, which is fucking crazy to me because if she was a man, she would have got slapped in her fucking mouth for that.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. First and foremost, the logic actually makes sense. She's just too stupid.
It's called the circle of life. It's the cycle.
She's just too dumb to realize that she's making the most obvious observation in the history of observations. If he would have fought longer, he wouldn't be as revered because he would have looked shittier as
no shit. Someone would have gotten better and beaten them.
No shit. This is coming from the person who touted herself as being invincible and then got beat by Holly Holm out of nowhere. So yes, if he would have fought longer, he would have looked shittier because that's what happens with fighters. Over time, it works. The skills deteriorate because the body.
Everything, anyone, any athlete, anywhere. That's the way it works. You're the shit, then very few people can be LeBron James. Very few people can. And
for the record, he'll always be revered. What she's referring to is the respect level within the industry, because once you develop a reputation for being a great fighter, even on the downslide, fans will always remember the time you had great fights. He'll always be fucking revered. As far as
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that as far as the legacy of Khabib, after that display against Conor McGregor, he was cemented. He's a made fucking man. There's nothing that's gonna take him out of that spot. He is a legend forever. Now, if you were to tell me that after a few years of fighting, he would have started to look a little slower, a little bit more vulnerable over time, they would have started to outlast him, outfight him.
Times. Yeah,
it was going to happen. Yeah, would he eventually lose that in-house respect? Yeah, because everyone does. Because I'm talking about as far as the fear factor of I'm not
okay.
I said that wrong. I said respect, which was not what I really meant. I meant that intimidation, that fear factor, that I wouldn't want to fight that guy kind of feel, right? Yeah. Because when a man fucks up Conor McGregor and then proceeds immediately to jump out of the cage and fight the whole fucking squad in front of the whole goddamn world, you don't want to fight with this fucking man. And over time, yes, that would have lowered by a lot. He would have become a lot more vulnerable. He would have had a moment where a young up-and-comer would have knocked him on his ass. Even if he didn't knock him out, just being knocked on his ass would have been enough to break down the armor and the lure, I guess, of Khabib. And he wanted to keep that intact, so he went out on top. He did a John Elway, 2 Super Bowls, and I'm out. This is exactly what happened there. But, again, an obvious observation. What were you going to say about Khabib?
Well, I was going to say that he's probably one of the worst ones to attack, because I could be wrong. I'm kind of new to like watching this stuff, but the little things that I've seen before and now, he's quite revered just in general. Like he really seems like a kind person. Like for the most part, people love training with him. I don't see a lot. I'm not saying it's not there. I don't see a lot of Khabib hate. Yeah, I don't see that. He doesn't really seem like the guy. First of all, you don't want to pick on for multiple reasons.
Which is why she attacked him, because she's the one that gets hate. See, she's not revered, so it pisses her off that she had the run that she did, and then she probably tells herself in her head, if I would have retired before the Holly Holm fight, I would have lived a legend for my entire life. But
I think kept fighting. Different. I think she looks at it as, I could have did that too, right? Like he's not so great. He could have done that, right? Like I don't see like
also done what?
I don't think she wanted to. I think she sees it as everyone loves him more than they should, because I could have also did that and still be loved, but I'm better because I continue to fight. Basically,
right?
Is how I see it.
Right, but and even if that's the case, even if that's how she feels, I still feel that the fact that she acknowledges that and it's met with resistance is what I think is the real root of the problem. Because at the end of the day, losing to Holly Holm or losing to any fighter at that stage, at that level of quote unquote invincibility, right? When she was literally that was her moniker, the baddest bitch on the planet, right? That was her whole deal. She was the most dangerous woman, all this other stuff. She was the Mike Tyson of the goddamn, the whole goddamn division. She was the best. She was the one. And then she got caught in a matchup disaster, because that's really, from what I understand, all that it really was. It was this was a matchup not tailor-made for her, and she wasn't ready for the fight. It was every excuse in the book, but she lost the fight. Every fight after and every moment after, even coming to the WWE, to bring it back to wrestling for just a second, was seen as a cop-out. That she took the loss, and that breaking of invincibility, that only ruined her to the fans, but it ruined her up here. At one point, she even went on an interview, was like, after that loss, I wanted to kill myself. Like,
yeah, I saw another guy. I forget his name. I can't remember their names. I could see his face.
Was it Diaz? I think it was somebody like that.
I know Diaz. No, I know Diaz.
Okay.
It was another guy.
I know you're talking about. He had lost respect for her for that. Yeah.
Yeah, and said that she said committed suicide. He got so fucking pissed. He was like, dude, you were like one of the greatest fighters of all time. Like, you were a phenomenal fighter, and only to lose and then cop out like that and want to cry and kill yourself. He was like, fuck out of here. I lost so much respect for her.
She ruined her own legacy because she took that loss terribly. She reacted terribly. She went on a whole press tour behaving terribly. Even coming into the WWE, she came in with great acclaim to the wrestling audience, but the MMA audience were not very happy with her going into the WWE, as most MMA audiences tend to not be whenever a UFC person goes to the WWE or a WWE person comes into the UFC or whatever the case may be. But it was her. It was her demeanor. It was her reaction to things. She went into WWE to reestablish her persona in the sports and entertainment world, and she ended up burning that bridge. She was disrespectful. She was ungrateful. She was mean to people, and everybody was mean right back to her. And she's one of those people that the minute she's mean and you're mean back to her, all of a sudden it's the victim. She's the victim. You did it to me. I didn't do it to you. She burned a lot of fucking bridges with a lot of fucking people. And now that the WWE run has come to a complete end, look how bad that WWE run ended. Despite how it went, look how it ended. She has the fight of the century coming up, and she can't even go to WWE to fucking promote it. She's a former WWE Women's Champion, and she can't even go over there to promote it because she burned the bridge so goddamn bad. And she's got to go to Tony Khan, and she's got to go to AEW to try to extend an olive branch to the wrestling audience so that they'll go out and buy her pay-per-view, which a lot of those wrestling fans won't, because that's another issue. WWE and AEW, as we've said 1,000 times on the show, are two completely different universes. I could see someone who watches WWE being interested in an MMA fight. I can't see a lot of AEW people all worked up getting ready to see an MMA pay-per-view. I don't see the correlation there. I'm sure there are a few. I don't want to, like you said earlier, I don't want to put anybody in a box, right? But at the same time, I don't necessarily believe that there's a ton of people out there that are really going to be A, all that interested in an MMA bout, and B, her MMA bout. Now, it might be cool to see the chick from Mandalorian kick the shit out of her for some people. I'm pretty sure there's some Star Wars fans in the house.
Hey, I was going to say.
That are going to be pretty excited to see fucking this lady come in there and beat the shit out of her. But I don't think there's a lot of crossover. I think because she didn't even speak. She didn't promote anything, to be honest with you. And initially, when I heard she had did it, that's what I thought it was. It was a promotional thing, right? Like to get eyes and ears on the show.
Nope.
I no longer think that. Only based on the fact that she never said anything. She didn't promote anything.
She just went on her fucking rant.
She wanted the fucking headline of Ronda Rousey arrives at AEW. That's it. Because she knew that that's all it would take to rile everybody the fuck up. I mean, even we're fucking talking about it, right? There's a lot of people fucking talking about it. Where, for good or for bad, there's going to be people who look at that and they go, oh my God, what a terrible move by AEW. There's going to be some people who look at it and go, oh, what a great move for AEW. The point is that people are talking. And I think that's all she really wanted in the end. Love her, hate her, I don't think she gives a shit. I think she just wanted to move the needle, and she did. Because everyone's talking about it. And that fight's coming up soon, too.
And good for her. And it'll take us to my last point, like I just said a second ago. Everything, dude, she's got to win this fight. I don't think there's a one victory in this for the rest of this year that's going to be more important to a person than this fight to her. Everything is on the line for her here.
Can
Everything.
you imagine a world where after everything she's done and said, to lose to, granted, one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time, but 10 plus years removed from wearing the gloves, who has literally spent the last decade in Hollywood, being in Deadpool and Fast and the Furious, and then step back into the ring after training a few weeks and bangs this bitch out?
Done. Is one of those super Muay Thai knees straight to your fucking cranium, and it's lights out for you. That's it.
I sent you that clip from Joe Rogan. He did it in a short. It was a short. It wasn't even 60 seconds, and he got me hyped because he was just talking about strengths, weaknesses. If Ronda can grab her, she's in trouble. But if Gina can fucking hit her, she's in fucking trouble. This is a style. This is style. I learned. Our grandpa taught me the sweet science many, many years ago. And styles make fights. An opponent, one MMA person who would love nothing more than to take it to the ground and slap that armbar on her, and the other one who was going to try with everything she can to stay on her fucking feet,
stand her up,
and stand her up. I'm telling you, I don't give a shit how old these women are. These are premier athletes. They're gonna remember how this shit works.
It's like riding a bike, baby.
As soon as the bell rings, they're going to, and they start putting hands on each other. That first round, that first minute, feel out, right? Feel out. It's gonna get nasty in there, and I can't wait. I know I, for one, will be watching it, and I'd like to talk about it on the show.
It's just gonna come down to the tanks. That's really it's gonna come down. It's gonna come down to how much fuel do these two have in their tank. Ronda looked good, but
she's the younger of the two. Yeah.
When you've been out of the game so long, as you know, as someone that's in the ring, you can hit the gym how many weeks at a time you want.
That ain't ring time.
But once you hit the ropes, cardio, you start to realize real quick, I'm fucking gassed, bro. I'm gassed. So how big are their fuel tanks? That's going to be the big difference. That's going to be the big difference. So, and Ronda has advantage, I think. So,
and that's where training comes in, because when the endurance is low, it affects your technique, it affects your concentration, it ruins your game plan. It's
reaction time.
It's the one who can reach their max VO2, baby, and hold out. Just let that bitch ride. So yeah, good luck. She's not going to be staying in AEW, guys. It's just an appearance to make some fucking shit up. If she does stay or has some sort of short-term deal going with them, I'd love to revisit this. But for right now, that's all it really seems to be. So that's all that I'm going to take it as.